Hello and welcome to this very special edition of the national debate that we're bringing to you from Chennai, outside the Chennai Corporation, and we have a very special panel with us as well. But it is time for Talapati Sarkar in Tamil Nadu, it appears, because right after the elections, it appears one by one, all the allies of the DMK appear to have deserted the Dravidian party. Now, clearly the DMK, which was the fulcrum of that alliance, is seen first the Congress party come out of it. Later, we have seen the CPI, the CPM and the VCK also come out, and also the IUML now announcing support as far as the TVK alliance is concerned. What does this really mean as far as the changing equations are concerned? Because with the sole exception of the VCK, three of those parties are going to be supporting the TVK from outside of the government. The VCK has, of course, demanded the deputy CM-ship as well as one MLA and one MP seat, apart from other legislation that they have demanded. So how does this all, have an implication as far as politics of Tamil Nadu is concerned? How will this change the equations nationally as well? These are going to be some of the points that we're going to be debating here. And joining us right now is Srikanth Karunesh, spokesperson of the BJP. With us also is S.S. Sriram, political analyst. We have with us Dr. R. Sarvana Perumal, political analyst. James Martin is TVK supporter. Harish Mohammed Ibrahim, political analyst, is also with us. But let me start with you first. Harish Mohammed Ibrahim, you first called the Congress a backstabber. Your party spokespersons are on record. Now CPI, CPM, VCK and even the IUML has joined and supported the TVK. Are you going to call all these parties also backstabbers? What's happening?
Now, first of all, we want to congratulate the TVK and its chief for becoming the first-time chief minister. On behalf of the Dravidian Munnetra Kalagam, they want the constitutional process to go ahead without any stallment. That is what our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, have categorically said, that they will be giving a 6 months of cooling off period where there won't be any disturbances. That tells a huge story, and he has given request to the governor, don't make sure any kind of delay to the constitutional process, make sure the swearing-in ceremony take place in a much more faster manner. So that tells how the statement Mr. M.K. Stalin is all about. Coming to your previous part of the query, we don't want to comment.
DMK and ADMK are cobbling together in alliance.
No,
what happened to that?
Those are the media spin narratives which they want to. That happens to be. And
you're not able to say that with a straight face. You have a smile on your face.
No, that happens
while you're
to be.
calling us and accusing the media.
But having said that, with coming part of your query, whether the TVK's stalemate is happening because of the Congress joining in and we want to call them as a backstabber, yes, of course it is a backstabbing, because they were been getting all kind of mandate with the DMK coalition alliance, which is pre-poll. So once the pre-poll alignment and all those alignments has been done and dusted, and you have a mandate which is the Tamil Nadu people have given out of 5 seats to the Congress, where the DMK vote is there. So you need to have some kind of decency to go ahead and sit with them, have a decent talk, have a conversation.
Well, all I will say is there are no permanent friends and enemies in politics. Congress has been a long-term friend. While Karunanidhi and Indira Gandhi may have also tied up, the fact is that you have also sat in the benches along with the BJP. But let me bring in fact, Dr. Sarvana Perumal. The question that he is asking, that the Congress should have had some decency while forming this government, is that a valid concern? And how far will DMK be able to take this narrative? Because if Stalin is today telling the governor to swear in, Mr. Vijay, what really happened to the narrative that some spokespersons had put out a few days ago calling them backstabbers?
First of all, I want to congratulate TVK, Vijay and their team for forming this government and getting elected with a short of majority. But anyway, congratulations. The thing is that, see, in Tamil Nadu politics, you see, right from any point of time, Stalin is always the political Talabadi. But Vijay is a cinema Talabadi. Now he is trying to become the junior Talabadi of politics. But you see the statements of all the people, like even though IUML said that we will be giving the support from outside, they have given a caution word. Without the word from political Talabadi Muka Stalin, we will not support TVK.
Okay.
And even CPI, CPM, even in the evening when they gave the support, they very clearly, categorically said, our relationship with DMK will continue even though we are in the alliance.
Okay.
So this is without the proposal and approval of MK Stalin. this alliance of post-poll alliance has not formed and the government has not formed.
So Stalin still has control over the allies. That's a very important
Definitely.
question. Srikanth Karunesh, that's a very important consideration. Welcoming Kasturi Shankar as well, actor and activist on our panel. But Srikanth Karunesh, what is the implications of this? Are we going to see a very unstable alliance? Because this is what ADMK was also saying, that for stability they should join up with TVK. What will happen? Will Stalin have, you know, sort of the keys to this alliance always with him?
Yeah, always correct it is, because why I am telling this, DMK is holding the string of TVK now, because TVK didn't have the clear majority, and every alliance partner like CPI, CPIM or IUML and VCK, everybody, they went to Stalin's house before and they took their consent, and then they are giving their support. And how they are giving their support? They said we are continuing in the same alliance, but we are giving support from outside. Because I'm still living with the same wife, but I'm having some, I'm supporting, I don't want to be very bad on this show, because they are telling, yes, she's my wife.
I hope you're not referring to any political leaders when you say that. All right. But let me bring in fact,
So one last thing I have to say. See, all these parties have alleging BJP during the election that this TVK is the B team of BJP.
Right.
Now what happened? Everybody is going and joining the B team. I don't
I think
understand.
that I will have to concede is a very fair point. You know, there is intellectual moral dishonesty, Mr. James Martin. First, answer the point about the stability of the government. Congratulations, of course, Mr. Vijay has finally been able to drum up the numbers. But in terms of stability also, you know, will there always be that Damocles sword hanging on top of the head of Mr. Vijay, that Mr. Stalin can at any point of time pull the plug?
See, actually, since Vijay came to politics, he has been criticized throughout. Now also they said he can't form government. Yet he achieved, and tomorrow he is going to be chief minister officially. So whatever the hurdles they say, whatever the blame they put, whatever the issues they brought up, he will demolish it. So see, actually the alliance parties, we are grateful for that, and they have said clearly that we must have to save democracy, and also we don't want BJP to enter in any ways. So at that point, and also they made a clear statement, we are making our support from our individual party concern. It is not from DMK, especially they have quoted apart from Muslim League.
Right.
So they said we have taken our decision on their own, and also VCK said, along with communists, we
But they
will
quoted
come
what Stalin said also in that statement. So it's a very wishy-washy
Yeah, and
statement.
also,
you know, actually,
see,
that is the most vague statement, because it's the first support letter I've seen in my life where the party they are supporting is not mentioned. What kind of support letter is this?
See,
TVK is not even mentioned in that
whatever
letter.
the support, they have considered the people's voice, and they have respected the mandate, and yes, and officially now is going to make the government. And also regarding the backstabbing comment, last 2 days, the most spoken topic was the alliance between the ADMK and DMK. So they were ready to make an alliance and backstabbing people, whoever voted to them. So this kind of politics has emerged because of the arrival of Vijay. So there is a line in Tamil, Nadapadellam Nanmaike. So the people have witnessed the moral values of both these Dravidian parties, and Vijay have lifted everything up, and he will
But
make
you're
sure.
going with the same allies of the same Dravidian parties who you say
Yes,
are no
of course.
moral values. Then why are you going with those
like
allies?
I mentioned earlier, in politics there is no permanent friends and not permanent enemies. And also clearly they went for, not NDA alliance people. Only those within India
Okay.
alliance.
Sriram, would you like to respond to that? He says that sometimes in politics you have to compromise. We've gone with a certain set of allies because we had to save democracy. That is the claim that they are making. How do you
That's a very
respond?
stale statement, but in any case, congratulate Mr. Vijay for the first non-Dravidian party to come to power. So, in a hindsight or for, on a lighter vein, Mr. Thiruma or communists, all of them were talking about, as Karunesh rightly said, he is a B team of BJP. They have probably installed a BJP government in Tamil Nadu. Not just the back gate. I mean, basis for what they said. I mean, a poison is a poison. Whether a few drops is a poison or a bottle is a poison. The partners of DMK, they were all, as per Mr. Vijay, are the evil forces. He was fighting against evil forces. And those MLAs are now part of your team.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? So you don't differentiate your evil forces based on your convenience. But nevertheless, give it all the very best to him. Let's see how it goes. Let it be a new dawn to the state. And we'll see how things are going to be spanned out.
No, but
he's
I
also
agree with your
proved-
point. I
he
agree with your
also
point that,
proved to be-
the ethics of this side is also, exposed. But what about the ethics of the other side? ADMK, which for 5 decades is struggling, with the BJP against the DMK, ADMK agrees to go ahead and support the DMK to actually keep Vijay out. Isn't that also opportunistic
No, I'm
politics?
sorry. ADMK is not suffering because of BJP. Honestly, BJP is suffering because of ADMK. I would rather put it that way.
No, I'm not saying suffering,
It's my
I said
opinion.
struggling. You're fighting the DMK,
Yeah.
the ADMK and BJP. I don't think you got my question clearly. I'm saying ADMK and BJP are fighting the DMK. And yet for the last 48 hours, we are hearing that ADMK and DMK are going to actually ally together, are trying to cobble together an alliance. Isn't that also
Those are all
opportunistic?
speculations which we don't have proper, what do you say, authority to it. It's not based on evidence. I can't speculate on that. But as far as this is concerned, Vijay has taken especially Congress, that party which has done so much of harm to Tamil Nadu, be it banning of Jellikattu, be it, not, notifying the Kaveri tribunal order for 4 long years, or be it the methane and the other one in the Delta region, be it the Kachativu, or be it the 176,000 Tamilians killed by Sri Lanka by our armed forces. I mean, he has taken a party which is totally against Tamilians, and let us see how is he going to justify, allying with Congress, which is very, very important, and we need a proper justification for that as well.
Okay, you want to respond to that?
See, actually, these comments are not new. Wherever there is some change, they will put blame on each other. So now there is a new party, a new person is emerging. So we are going to face against multiple, they themselves refer themselves as we are political crocodiles. So let's see. And Vijay definitely will make all these comments disappear, and he will form a very good and people's point of view, people's centric government. And definitely, I like the last 2 years of criticism of everything, he beaten it. And again, the 5 years of expectation from the people, he will prove it.
Okay. Let me bring Kasturi Shankar on one important point. The last 48 hours, what we've been debating is that why has there been so much of delay from the Lok Bhavan, I beg your pardon? Could the governor have actually agreed to Vijay and allowed him to go ahead and be sworn in? Because there are n number of examples. The SR Bommai judgment is repeatedly quoted by the Congress party, and they say that this is the role of the governor being misused by the BJP at the centre. Please respond to that.
Anyway, I do want to talk about sleeping with your enemy as well. I will answer the question about SR Bommai, the case, in a bit, but I do want to reiterate what Sriram was talking about, which is, till 2 days ago, the TVK cadre was going hammer and tongs against the Congress, and they were talking about all the problems plaguing the DMK coalition, and a lot of it was actually directed at the Congress, the attacks themselves. And today, they are bedfellows with the same Congress, not just the Congress. Now we've got the entire gamut. So you know what this has happened? ये टेलीविजन सीरियल में हम देखते हैं ना, इनके बदले ये. So ऐसा हो गया कि now the coalition is the same. You just plucked DMK out and you helicoptered in Vijay's party. So everything else is staying the same. So I'm kind of thinking what's going to happen, how big of a change is going to happen. I'm also thinking personally as a political commentator, I'm thinking, who am I going to troll? Because I was trolling the same people. Till 3 days ago, I was criticizing the same people, and now they are part of this government again. And everybody around me voted for change, and now we are having the same faces. So it doesn't make sense to me, because I'm like thinking, okay, are we going to not be able to talk about the Kaveri problem? Because, last time, just few days ago, up to few days ago, people like us were saying, your allies are there in Karnataka. Why don't you solve the Kaveri problem? You guys are incompetent. Now, there's no ally. You're only there in Karnataka. You're here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Important question. Old wine in a new bottle. Dr. Perumal, answer that. Because now, when the Kaveri issue comes, what will Vijay say? Because his own alliance partner, the Congress, is ruling in Karnataka.
Definitely. See, we have to understand one thing. In 2001 to 2006, Jayalalitha madam was there. That time Supreme Court, S.M. Krishna was the Chief Minister. Strong direction was given by the Supreme Court to deliver the water, 105 TMC of waters to Tamil Nadu. But they didn't obey the order. S.M. Krishna was not willing to even hear the orders. That was the state of affairs. That is the state of how the Congress, when they had an emergency, still they are continuing an emergency kind of thing indirectly. This is what is happening. This is what will happen for TVK Vijay also. Vijay has not understood what, as Seaman has said, he doesn't understand the exact political dynamics of deep sea, like how large sharks are there.
Okay.
So he has to understand this
I
point.
have to tell you, this is a big change. For the first time in my political career, I'm seeing the DMK agreeing with me.
DMK agreeing with you. That is, yeah, because you are all in opposition.
This is a shocking
Naturally,
change.
because you are in opposition, now you'll have to get used to it. Now the DMK, and what will be very interesting is that now, you know, Stalin has the ability to at any point of time ask, especially the allies who are not part of the government, to come out if there is any serious political issue or serious political crisis. Is that what will happen? Is that what will happen, Harry? One second. Will Stalin pull out from the alliance? Because clearly you have CPI, which are not part of the government, but they also are, you know, very closely, they have ties with Mr. Stalin. The DMK pulling out these allies from who are now supporting VCK, who are now supporting TVK, will you be able to pull out the alliance? Will this be a stable alliance is a question.
As Stalin has said, they want to give us 6 months of cooling off period, which always, eventually, any new government
What about the rest of the 4.5 years?
The rest of the 4.5 years, the time will decide. The time will decide how the TVK is going to function and
There is a
etc.
proverb in Tamil Nadu. मापला आवृदा सट्टे एन्नद दामाद वही है शेरवानी मेरा है तो दामाद डीएम के है शेरवानी उसको पहना गया है कभी भी शेरवानी उससे छीन लेंगे any time he is going to pull the plug out and TVK, you know, they are on the same principles of DMK,
No,
same allies
I want
of
to categorically
DMK.
deny
In
that.
what way they are going to be different?
Madhav, I categorically deny
answer
that. Quick, even when Madam, after Jayalalitha Madam demise, there was been a quick opportunity for the DMK to grab the power. But morally, Mr. Stalin haven't done that. Why, you know? Because they never ever comes from that kind of politics, and they always want to stick to the ideological core ideology where the people's mandate should be given. Even now, when there was been a potential chance, Mr. M.K. Stalin shouldn't want to go that particular route, and he always wanted to give a governor to take the constitutional mandate and give whoever the due credit. They want to take the power. So whatever Mr. Sriram sir is saying, that wouldn't be the policy, that wouldn't be the ideology which the
But if you are so ethical, if you are so ethical, such high moral ground, why were you tying up with the ADMK last 2 days?
No,
why were you in talks with the ADMK?
As I said, unless something proven on the paper, you can't ask whatever the insinuations imprinted
Are
by
you denying it? There was no talks with the ADMK?
Of course, whether you have anything on paper,
all your party senior leadership was confirming it off record. I'm sorry. You want to respond to him? Was this completely fake?
TK Zilongan was justifying in the afternoon, exactly, saying that our leader,
he's a spokesperson. If
whatever our leader says that it's the final and anything is possible that can happen. Because we are coming from the same ideology of Dravidian movement. Even Veeramani was called for a meeting with Stalin today in the afternoon.
If anything, actually the statements of the spokespersons were causing so much embarrassment that they actually pulled the plug and put out a gag order. That's the level of the embarrassment that was causing
BJP
DMK.
was ideologically the worst enemy for the DMK. They had a coalition. They had a coalition when there was the common minimum program around 2009 when Vijay government was pulled out by Madam Jayalalitha. So anything can happen.
1999, not 2009.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a separate story. You want to respond to that, Sriram? You know, what really has transpired and in terms of the actual ethical standards that parties take. You know, for instance, DMK takes a position, talks to ADMK. Here you see the ideological, you know, bankruptcy, as she was saying, where you are once again tying up with the same allies of the previous regime, which you accused of corruption and poor governance. How is that going to be explained to the people of the state?
That is exactly the point. I mean, that is a mistake that it's a classic mistake. You know, unfortunately, Vijay was not able to do. And also one more point. After 2006, we have a minority government. It's not a majority government. Okay, maybe as you're talking about Karnataka issue, we were not able to, as Kasturi Madam was saying, that we can't now find a fault. But I have an opportunity in Kerala. Vijay can help us issue Mullai Periyar issue because the Congress government is in Kerala and they are partners in Tamil Nadu. So let him get that resolved. I mean, this is very clearly, unfortunately, the mandate was not clear, and he could have probably explored a better option for us, more stable government for Tamil Nadu, rather than going for a retail shopping and especially picking up from the...
Which option is that? ADMK?
Of course. I mean, what's wrong? People don't, not that people hate ADMK. People definitely gave a mandate against DMK. So, and the allies of Vijay today are part of DMK. Virtually, they got all the MLAs with the DMK as their fulcrum.
Right.
So he had actually taken people from the wrong end of the side, is what is my
ADMK
opinion.
didn't come up with a firm of ADMK. ADMK also
Did
missed the bus.
Vijay give a proper request? Did he meet up in person? I mean, he can be big today, but he's not bigger than a larger party like ADMK. I'm sure Adi had approached him and Adi had met him,
What numbers
requested.
are TVK? It's his
That
choice
is
that he
fine,
makes.
boss.
How can you
Numbers
dictate
are
terms
not-
to them?
Numbers are not eternal. You are eternal.
Of course not.
So
But it's the
it
current
is not. So
situation
in a
that is
political decency, what's wrong in he picking up, meeting a person whose age is his experience, whose
Okay,
experience
James, you
is
want to
his
answer
age?
that question?
Actually, I can't.
No, he is basically asking why did they not go with ADMK, which would have provided more stability. ADMK has much more numbers, and he's saying that Vijay should have approached ADMK. He did not do that. Why is that decision being taken? Can you answer him?
Because BJP is there. A simple question. So ADMK is in such position because of BJP alliance. They may blame each other right now, but actually ADMK was one of the most stabilized party in Tamil Nadu. Once after Jayalalitha ma'am, it completely declined in all the elections people support. So Vijay completely knows that most of the ADMK people supporters will come to him. So going with him is not an ideal choice.
Okay, ADMK supporters are going to join Vijay after the election. Is that a realistic possibility, Kaveri?
What he is telling, I want to contradict, because if the ADMK is having BJP mandate inside, all the allies have got a DMK mandate because he was opposing DMK.
Exactly. So that
vehemently.
means that Vijay was lying when he said that
Yes.
both BJP and DMK are my enemies, because post poll now it's very clear that BJP is the only enemy that you can compromise with DMK's allies. That's what he's saying.
Actually, Congress, VCK, everyone were in alliance talks before, pre-poll. So post-poll in such a situation, we must listen to people's voice. People is ready, okay, go gather any support. They didn't want to go with this, and they are not in such a situation. But going with Congress, yes, people is supporting. And also,
How do you know people are supporting?
no, you can
Before
listen to
election.
people's voice. See, these critics already said he won't get 15%, he won't get 5%. We listen to people's voice. So right now we are listening to people's voice, and the people's voice is, however, Vijay must have to
People's
be
voices go with Congress. You agree with that?
I beg to disagree.
1 minute, let's get a
and
counterpoint.
This is very constructive criticism to Dalapati Vijay and his way forward, okay? The constructive criticism is you did not listen and you did not understand the people's voice. The people's voice, if they gave you 20% for Vijay and the fanboy moment for Vijay, the other 15% that you got was anti-DMK votes. Mr. Vijay was very clear that his political enemy is the DMK, and that alliance was categorically dismissed, rejected by the people. You should have ADMK on its own has gotten 47 seats. I really feel that Vijay should have gone with the ADMK. I understand that you say it's a proxy for the BJP, which again, that is another question altogether, because people have not listened to the people's mandate. People have not rejected the BJP. The people have not rejected the ADMK. It is just that they have got less seats because of the first past the post situation. If you look at the difference in vote share, for the ADMK, it's only 2% away from the DMK, right? So when you do not listen to the people's voice, which was anti-DMK, and you actually don't ask the ADMK, they should have gotten
let's
first.
get into another aspect. There's another way of looking at it.
Lesser
No,
evil.
that's okay.
I just have to say this.
Yeah.
I believe that every time somebody, this is an age-old propaganda that the DMK has drummed into your party people also. There are DMK family members who have become MLAs in TVK today.
Okay.
There are ADMK family members also who are MLAs in TVK today. You are going to find a very difficult balancing act to do if you start saying one person is Madhavadam. How do you translate Madhavadam? Communal or religious communal. Because you know what? You have the support of a party that has a religion in its name. This is not secularism. Calling yourself Muslim, calling yourself by a caste, calling yourself Dalit, that is more communal than any
answer
other
that.
party in town.
See, these are all as usual politics. Okay, so this is the day one. So let us wait and see how Vijay is transforming.
Okay.
How he is handling a government. So instead of giving such space, straight away this is that, you are from there, here, there. No. Let's give a time, and definitely he will break all.
But let me get into this ADMK point of view and BCK point of view as well as the TVK aspect of it. And Dr. Permal, who needs who more? Does the TVK need the ADMK more, or does the ADMK need the TVK more? Because for the ADMK also it's a matter of survival. So, Vijay at the end of the day had multiple options. He chose one option. But can he be really faulted for it is a question that, needs to be asked.
Yeah, correct. See, if you see ADMK in 2024 elections, they were not in the BJP alliance, right? So in the assembly election only, they are tied up. So naturally, if they would have given a letter, see, TVK continuously have been giving letters for last 3 days to communists, requesting them and sending people to their offices. All last 3 days, they won 3 days, every day their letters were sent. But unconditionally, in the first day itself, ADMK decided to support TVK unconditionally. But not a letter has been given. This was reported in the reports, newspaper reports. Everybody knows that. So basically, I don't understand what is the logic. See, when TVK leader would have decided to go with the ADMK, it's a more stronger alliance. But this is a weaker one. Anytime, as other people said, that Stalin might pick up all the 6 people and...
Vijay should have gone with ADMK. Do you agree?
No. As Mr. Vijay have categorically denied that they wouldn't join along with their ideological enemies, this categorically BJP, which is having an alliance with the ADMK. It is eventually they are going along with the non-communal parties which is aligned with the DMK. So we don't want to, as Madam Kaveri have said, there is only 2% margin. If that has to be taken into the accordance, then the TVK and the DMK as an anti-incumbency only with 3.5% of difference. But having said that, whether it is going to create any kind of rippling effect, then we have to sit and watch how the governance is being taken care by Mr. Vijay. So we don't want to comment on an early stage. As a level playing field, each and every entrant should give their fair chance, and the people's mandate is with TVK. That is the reason Mr. M.K. Stalin have taken a backstage for the last 3-4 days to make sure the first entrant to take part in his proper constitutional, whatever the rights which has been given by the people of Tamil Nadu.
Okay, one update coming in that we are getting is that IOML has put out a Facebook post that says they don't support TVK. They have only said they will participate in the electoral process. So I stand corrected there. But what is happening? Because why is the IOML dithering so much? Even before they have actually formed or sworn in, they are saying, no, we will not be part of this. What is happening?
Initially, they have rejected TVK's offer 2 days back. And right now, they are extending their support. Clearly, they were quoting that from outside to form a government. So, yes, they are making a chance or giving a chance to mandate. And yes, definitely, like I said, it is a difficult task, not easy. But for our side, all the challenges, that is Vijay, this is the first time 2 major political parties against a new party. So it is a very huge process and a huge challenge. And Vijay has won that people's heart as well as the votes. So yes,
he's become the single largest. I'll give you that. There's no doubt about it. But will he be able to govern remains a question because he is an untested commodity. We have seen several parties emerge and their standards of governance. I don't want to name the parties. When they came as a third alternative, there were certain issues that were reported. But I want to ask about the national perspective also. Because you have now, Kanimudi has given a letter saying that we don't want to sit with the Congress party in the parliament. What does this mean? You're not going to vote along with the Congress party? Are you going to start supporting the NDA government at the center? What does this mean nationally?
As White categorically denied that M.K. Stalin wouldn't go with any kind of BJP factions. For having said that, whether the DMK will sit along with the Congress in the India bloc, that has to be decided during the time.
M.A. Baby is on record to say that Mr. Stalin asked us to support the ADMK and we said no because they were associated with the BJP. So where is the question of any ideological difference that Mr. Harish?
When it comes to India bloc, we want to take the national perspective, which the time will take its own course. We don't want to jump into a conclusion by taking the regional politics in account.
Okay, yeah, Shrikant Ganesh, what is the national
What he
implication?
is telling is now DMK is not in the India Alliance. India Alliance has lost its major partner here with 40 MLAs there. So what
He's saying we have not decided yet. He's still on the
they
borderline.
have given a letter, we want to sit separately. That means very clearly, and all its allied partners have gone with the TVK means. Now instead of DMK in India Alliance, TVK has become a bigger partner now. So they are going to play it. And one more thing I want to tell my TVK friend, this time people have very clearly given their mandate that no party has powers to form the government. Nobody has powers to form the government. All their horse trading is happening now. And DMK is holding the plug now. Any time they can dictate the terms and then withdraw their support. And we are very happy from the BJP's perspective, because we have good wishes for the new government. Okay. But even then, we are very happy about what's happening now, because the enforced and unforced errors by DMK and unforced errors of TVK will make the people understand the powers of BJP, because we are already ruling 22 states now.
Ruling or luring, huh? Was that a Freudian slip?
No.
Okay, once again. Yeah, okay, very quickly.
Yeah. As he said, he was very happy for the TVK government. Then why the BJP sent governor want to make sure to go against the Supreme Court verdict?
Okay, important point. I was waiting for that to come in.
Vijay,
How
that's
come it is
because of
different with
Vijay.
the
He didn't say I have
Maharashtra
clear
governor? How come it is
majority.
different with the
Why he
Tamil
took
Nadu
the rule of
I want to ask, no, that's a very valid question. I asked that question actually to begin with, and Kasturi very cleverly diverted from it. Now I'm going to bring you back to that point. Why did the governor not allow it? See, because they are citing judgments, the Sarkaria Commission,
did the
the
government
Bombay
not
judgment, where they are saying that at the end of the day, if a party is a single largest party,
Correct.
you invite that, or you invite a single largest post-poll formation,
Correct.
the numbers are on their side. And today Vijay has proved that he has numbers on his side, hasn't he?
Right. So, again, the SR Bommai case, the verdict is very clear. It's either the single largest party or a post-poll alliance with a majority. Right? It was actually a pre-poll alliance with a majority. I think that's what the Bommai case said. Now, when Mr. Vijay went for the first time, he presented his party. Did he present his party as the single largest party? Or did he go there with Congress riding on his back and present themselves as a two-party coalition? Because if it's a two-party coalition, you have to show majority numbers.
Okay, so does that show lack of experience? James, answer that. If Mr. Vijay had gone alone as a single party to the governor's house and said, look here, I am the single largest party, I have 108 seats or 107 or whatever it is, allow me a chance to cobble together a coalition, to stitch together a coalition, then perhaps the governor would have allowed it as per the rules. That is their argument. How do you respond?
That's their difference. See, this is not a very strong statement. You can say, bring back a letter like this. See, it is such an easy solution. But what they said is, I want to feel the majority. So that is not the governor's role. He must prove it on the floor.
Actually,
One by one.
Technically speaking, within 2 days there was talks that the state will be taken over by governor and it will be taken to president. See, this is what their intention is, to rule this state. And yes, for that, technically, so
Okay, one by one. One of you, one by one.
because he's
See, even his
rebutted
corner
my...
was got back.
No, listen.
No, you need to stop.
it was
One by one. Everybody speaks at the same time. We
If
will not
this is
understand
how the
anything. Let her
TVK
respond.
government is going to begin, standing on the basis of conspiracy theories, that augurs very badly for the days to come. Because clearly the governor under Rule 164 clearly is duty bound to make sure that there is a majority, and also because, excuse me,
Let her finish. You can counter her. Let her finish.
also, please understand that the governor today, Mr. Arlekar, is not one person making a unilateral decision. He has history behind him. So from the Bommai case, then you have the Jharkhand crisis, then you have Goa, then you have Maharashtra, then you have the example of Mr. Yediyurappa. The reason the governor says bring back a confident majority is because all of these cases are cases that you are actually forgetting, where Mr. Yediyurappa went, he was the single largest party, he didn't have a majority.
Congress didn't want to give the power to him. Why?
Listen.
Ask me,
So
tell me
what
why.
happened? That went, they had to end. It was a major mess in Karnataka. Maharashtra, Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar Together they patched up a duopoly, a two-party coalition,
Okay.
and they could not muster up the majority. What happens there is nobody wants another election, and when you learn from history, you also learn to prevent history being repeated.
Okay.
We
You want
do
to respond
not
to that,
want.
James?
He was
Let him
on
respond.
the side
Now
of
let him
Vijay.
respond, please.
He was on the. He wants your party to be in power.
Newly elected government and an existing government, which is a change of leadership to prove the majority. There is a distinct difference there. Like 3 points for Mr. Harris. He was talking about ideology, hence he must not touch ADMK. You know why? He wants Mr. Vijay to hang in balance. He wants a switch to be with DMK. That is why he is covering under ideology to say don't go to ADMK. ADMK would have given him a great, great comfort. That is a gross mistake. And to my TVK friend, political parties doesn't allow BJP to come into the state. The people have to allow. In 2014, West Bengal, we had 2 MLAs. Today we have 207 MLAs in 2024. Parties don't have the switch for BJP to enter.
Okay.
The people have the mandate to switch, and we will one day come here as well.
All right, we'll have to wrap it up over there. I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us. We have Kasturi Shankar, Ms. S.S. Sriram, Srikant Karunesh, and also to my left, Harish Mohammed Ibrahim, James Martin, and Dr. R. Sarvana Perumal. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this edition of the National Debate.